Hello everyone and welcome back to a review which I'm very excited to be working on. The Sinoceratops is one of my favourite herbivore figures to date, and after an initial release of a unique colour scheme for the first figure, we now have a release of a version which is much more faithful to the Sinoceratops seen in Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. Since we also see the Sinoceratops in Camp Cretaceous, this figure comes in the gorgeous CC packaging, which we are more than familiar with at this point. As I mentioned in my Cryolophosaurus review, I would have enjoyed seeing more variety in this packaging across the season to season period, but I do appreciate that Mattel needed to keep it cost effective. Let's crack the Sinoceratops out of this packaging and take a closer look at this dinosaur. When we get this figure out of the packaging, we get the same gorgeous Sinoceratops figure which we have come to expect. You can see that when we compare this figure with the last version of the Sinoceratops to release, this figure is much closer and more authentic to the animal's appearance within Jurassic World Fallen Kingdom. The details on the animal's face and crest here feel sharp, with browns for the beak and the horns, contrasting well with the darker green colour chosen for the skin here. The rest of the figure has the same fantastic level of sculpt work which we expect Mattel to pack into these figures at this point, adding plenty of breadth and depth when it comes to all of the smaller intricacies that we all expect. Articulation is rather restrictive due to the play feature, which is included on this figure, but it is no different to the prior release. We get the same fun play feature which allows us to move the animal's head around using the tail, with some fun sound effects packed in for good measure too. I have to admit that I am in love with this figure. The Sinoceratops is one of my favourite sculpts which Mattel have released to date, and this sculpt really comes to life when it is realised in the colours which Jurassic fans are familiar with. I know some fans feel as though the horn on this figure is too long, but I think it works great here, and I highly recommend that you get your hands on this figure if you find it. That's it for this review. Thank you for joining me as always. Take care everyone and have a great week.